clock, never needed no wristwatch. Toast up, cheers to life, but this ain't no pit stop. Hey, my work don't get you to the top. Speak life into the mic like.
It does hurt, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Mike at 90, pass me the rock. The words to touch thousands on the block. Without a doubt, but she's a reassurance on me, we lie. Hey, off the clock, baby, but we tuned in, dialed in. Feel like Cad, how we always winning, man. It's up.
Welcome back to another episode of the Off the Clock Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Paz. This has happened a few times already. Yes, I do forget to record my intros every now and then because it is a lot different than what I used to do. Whenever y'all know the intros, I would be at the table with whoever I'm interviewing, and it'd be awkward because they'd just be looking random. They wouldn't know where to look, so now I do my intros separately. But sometimes I forget to do my intros after we finish the interviews, or I should actually start doing them before we do the interviews to begin with. But that's for another day. We'll figure that out another time. But today, let's get ready for our new interview, all right? If y'all did not check out the last one, that one was with Jacob Montez, a linebacker, football player for the Javelinas. Today, we got another interview for you all. He is a returner. No, it is not one of the sports players y'all might be thinking about, one of the football players, one of the cheerleaders, track players that I've already had on. No, we did this interview with this guy over a year ago. It is my good friend, Ivan Cadavona. Ivan joined the show once again with us all. Mainly just a year update to see where Ivan has been this past few years, or this past year that we've gone through. And we've stayed in touch, of course. Me and him are both good friends. But now we decided to do another interview, and y'all just saw him tattooing me with my Texas logo, and it meant so much to me to have him do that for me, have him do that tattoo. Ivan, if you're watching this right now, which I hope you are, we just talked. You are my for life tattoo artist, all right? There's no other person I'm going to go to for the rest of my life. It is you, all right? You're the only person that would do any tattoo art on my body from here on out. But with that being said, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and X at MarkPaz59. That's MarkPaz59. Let's get right into the interview. I don't even have any questions prepared.
Me either. I ain't got any answers prepared. That's going to be off the dome.
I just came, bro. Yeah, this is... Pause.
I like that.
No, but I just got here. I don't know. I wasn't even sure what to talk about. I was trying to look at what questions we had for the last episode, but I couldn't find anything.
We could do like an update of everything.
That's really all it is. It really is just an
man.
update. But yeah, so go ahead, get started. Ivan.
Yes, sir.
What up, man? Thank you. Part 2, just coming on the show,
Yes, sir.
The first time we did it, we were in the radio booth. We did this show. That's whenever it was, a month or two after Kobe left. We're about a year from when we did part 1.
A little over a year now.
Yeah, a little over a year. So now here, part 2 with you, Ivan. How's everything going, bro? How has it been for you?
It's going. Life is lifing, and I can't complain. There's no complaints ever. Business is booming. Finally doing what I would love to want to do. While in college, while working, and got 2 jobs. Well, I wouldn't really call this one a job, really. It's just
more like your passion.
My passion is what I want to do. Just the bonus is just getting paid for it.
Yeah, and as the viewers will see in the beginning, me getting tatted. They'll see we took video of you tatted me up. They'll see my Texas tattoo, and y'all will see, as y'all can see here, Ivan's Ducky sticker right here, Dutch Custom Ink. Badass sticker. I got one, and you give them out to people who've been tatted by you. What made you want to do this? What made you want to do that? How did you? You know what? Let me take it back. How did you even get started with Ducky?
How did I even get started with Ducky was with a friend of a friend that knew him, because at the time too, while I was getting into tattooing, everyone was like, "Go to Ducky, go to Ducky," because I'm trying to find an apprentice around town, around Corpus and everything. And again, I'm like, "Who's this Ducky guy?" All I know is just the mainstream people, you know.
Yeah.
And with Ducky, he's real. You have to know word of mouth, basically. You have to know him by, "Oh yeah, go to Ducky. Here, let me send you to him," and everything. But
You had to know someone to get to it.
And those that don't know, Ducky's my mentor. He is my, I'm an apprentice. I'm his apprentice. And how I met Ducky was, again, from a friend. He introduced me to Ducky. I gave him my portfolio, just a bunch of my drawings, what I do tribal and everything. And he instantly, his eyes just brought widened and everything. And he called up his wife. I was like, "Hey, honey, come to the shop right now." And she's like, "Hold on." I was like, "No, come to the shop right now. We have someone here that you should take a look at." They come in and just instant, they're like, "We're down. You have potential." And this was back in August of 24. And now, during that time, from August to December, it was real on and off. I didn't really have that much time because I was taking 12 hours, 15 hours of classes at school, and I was working at the time too. And back then, my job was real like a gamble, like a
With hours.
draw. Like, "Oh, you work this time, you work that time." It's not set. It's not a set schedule. And so I couldn't really find time to go to my apprenticeship and everything. So, and then came the fall semester. You know, I had a little bit of time around there before the semester began. But then when that fall semester came, I couldn't go to the shop. I literally had no time. I was busy with senior show, my art senior show, and I just wanted to do something that this school didn't really see before, you know. So what I did that would also benefit me with my apprenticeship, with my passion and everything, I bought a tattoo baby, just full silicone.
Do you have baby Jesse here?
I don't. He is at the shop.
Yeah, you guys, if
Baby Jesse's
you
at the
guys
shop.
have not seen him, you guys have to see him. Looks amazing, all the tattoos on him. You have to go check it out. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, with that tattoo baby, I got it from a tattoo shop website, and it's real tiny, like maybe around 7 inches or so, or yeah, around there, and
Big 7 inches.
around 7 inches plus 4 or so. And I incorporated all the styles that, like the main styles of tattooing: traditional, American traditional, black and gray, Chicano art, and tribal and Japanese, because those mainly like pop nowadays and everything. So I wanted to incorporate in that tattoo baby. I'll send you some pictures of it. So
Yeah, go ahead, send me.
in there.
That's what I was just thinking about right now. Go ahead, send me some pictures so I can go ahead and pop them up here in the middle. So
Yeah,
they can
for
see
sure.
right here, right above right here, they can see all the pictures of all your art. But with senior show, which one of those were one of your favorite?
My favorite one that I did would be honestly the tattoo baby, because
baby.
throughout when did that semester start? August, right?
Yeah.
End of August. From the end of August till December, I was working on that tattoo baby. Every chance that I could get. Every time I get home from work, I just work on it. Every time I have a little bit of time before work, before school, boom, just work on it the whole time. All the other pieces that I did, as an artist, you learn to not fall in love with your pieces and everything, because what can go wrong? They were all just drawings, a ballpoint pen. I was studying a lot of ballpoint pen drawings and everything. That was my second favorite. It was a big, like $100 bill. Did that one. But overall, it was that tattoo baby, because through that whole senior show exhibit before, I've just been working on it. And now it's at the shop, and I showed again my mentor it, and he's like, "That's the potential right there. I was showing my arm and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, we can go somewhere with this."
Yeah, because I don't think when we did our first interview, I don't think you had all these tattoos yet. I think you've done all this work since we've did that first interview, because I know you had already done my golf cart by then, and we've already talked about doing multiple tattoos. But as of when was it that you started getting more into the tattooing in shop? Was it with Ducky? Was it like towards the end of last fall or the beginning of this spring? When was it?
It was last year during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Last year during the summer, I was like, you know what, this is what I really want to do, and I'm gonna go full feet in, both feet in, instead of testing the waters. Like, this is what I really want to do. During the summer, I went to last year's summer, I went to a tattoo convention, big convention back home in California.
Mm-hmm.
I drove, so I'm from Oxnard, California, and then the tattoo convention was in Ontario, California. That's about past Anaheim, so it's about 2 hours, 2-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
I went by myself. I went to California to visit my dad and everything, my friends, and I asked them, so you guys want to come with me? And we're like, no, not really. Like, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna go, because, like, you know what?
I just want to go see.
One, again, it's tattooing.
Yeah.
Two, my tattoo artist that I look up to, my idol, basically, Mr. Cartoon, he was gonna be there. He was gonna give a seminar. I was like, you know what, I have to go there. It was a 3-day event, and I bought the 3-day ticket. I was like, you know, whatever, do it. Bought a rental car, bought a hotel to stay at, dude. Honestly, bro, it was like, you know, this is what I really want to do. So I go, and I was going booth to booth. It's a big convention, Ontario Convention Center. It's a big convention, and just nothing but artists everywhere from Hawaii. The Samoan people were there, and they were doing the traditional thing, and the Japanese, they were there, and then, like,
all over.
And what's crazy is too, like, when I walked in, it felt like home, bro. Like, I felt real comfortable. Mm-hmm. Everyone there were all tatted up from head to toe. The men, the women, and all the kids were just intrigued with everything. They even had a little section for kids too, to get, you know, the little stamp tattoos,
yeah,
or even
sticker?
just like the stencil, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is where I want to be, like. And then I was talking to everyone. I didn't, you know, when you go there, they look scary and everything. Like, their pupils are tattooed.
Yeah.
There's free piercings. There was just everything, and there's people hanging. That little crazy thing that they do, they put them right here, and they're hanging. And I'm like, okay, these people are kind of scary. But no, I went up to them, and then they're real welcoming and everything. I told them my story and ordeal. Like, I'm an art student, but this is something I really want to get into. I'm doing all this, and most of them, they all told me the same thing. They're like, you came here by yourself? You came here, like, just you? And, like, where are you from? Like, oh, well, I'm from Texas right now, but I'm originally from here. And they're like, dude, this is smart of you. Yeah, you went here alone. You knew what you came here for. You didn't bring no friends, so that way they don't get distracted, and then you go with them. Like, you came here for one reason, and the only reason is to get yourself into this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Speaking of lifestyle too, is that I learned, and my mentor tells me all the time too, is that this, like, tattooing, before and after today, it's not just a job. People think it's just a job, right, and everything. It's not. You know, we take our time, and we know that there's risk to getting tattoos and everything. You know, like, I know every state is different. Every law of the state is different. But then going back to, like, the risk is that, like, you could actually get sick from like unsanitary tattoos and everything. You know. Mm-hmm. Back then, I was doing this underground, bro. Like, Mark right here was one of, like, the original people. Was one of the original people that I have tattooed. This one, yeah. One of the original people that I tattooed. I tattooed the golf cart. That Texas one. That was the second tattoo that I did for Mark, and I was doing that at a friend's house, you know, and
yeah. Shout out Gino.
Yeah.
Shout out Gino.
So again, going back to the convention story and how, you know, I'm getting deeper into tattooing. Again, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a job. It's not just a career. It's a lifestyle. It's like, this is what you have to. I fell in love with the smell, the green soap, the ink, the sound of the machine and everything. You know, I fell in love with it. Like this, like I want to be in this environment and everything. After that convention, you know, I felt like this is really what I want to do. This is where I want to be. And getting out of it too, or you know, what I got out of it too is that every shop is different. Every people that you're gonna meet is different, obviously, you know. And then meeting Ducky. So this was back in June, July, and then June, July, August, I come back here to Texas, and then my friend was like, okay, like you really down with this tattooing stuff? I was like, yes. I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring you to Ducky. I was like, okay, cool, like just so I could finally meet him and everything. And if I don't, what I learned too is don't be afraid of no's, and don't be afraid of like rejection. Don't be afraid of saying no either, because Ducky wasn't the first person that I went up to. It was another guy here around town, and I'm not gonna like speak down on him or anything. It's just I just didn't feel the right vibe with him, and I kind of got the energy from him and everything. So I just brushed him off, like, okay, no, I don't think I'm good for that one. Then later to find out they had closed down. I was like, okay. So I finally get to meet Ducky in August, and boom, it just sparked right there. He's like, you know what, I'm down. Send me your schedule, and we can get to this. We can get to work. You know, I did a few like drawings for him. He gave me assignments and now he's still giving me assignments to like. He asked me, what's your favorite horror movie person? And I said, Freddy Krueger. He says, get to work. Tattoo Freddy Krueger. So I'm tattooing Freddy Krueger right now, like black and gray, like realistic and everything. So, and then, but before when I met him, he did this thing called brain fog. You roll the dice, and then you get this card, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that you could pick. You roll the dice 6, let's say 1 through 6. Each card has a 1 through 6, and then it says boxing gloves, hibiscus plant. And then you roll the dice, and then whatever number you get, you have to write it down. Do it 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 times, and then you have to draw. You have to draw a design with that stuff.
With all that you drew.
With all that stuff, because that he told me this teaches you walk-in people or literally anyone. Like, hey, you do tattoos? Like, yeah. I was like, okay, can you draw me a duck with tattoos? And the tattoos I want with it is tribal and black and gray. And you know, let's say it's my first time. I'm like, you know, but
you don't get caught on the spot.
You don't get brain fog.
Yeah,
that's why they call it brain fog, and that helps out too with I think the art department does it too with some of my classes. If you get brain fog, you don't know what to do. You roll the dice, and it says like horns, scenery, make something out of it. So it's pretty cool what I've been learning with him. And then one thing that he reminds me too, and I've learned, is if you're in this for the money, you're in it for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? And you know how I charge is that I don't charge you like, oh hey, how much for this Texas on my thigh? $1,000. No. Like the way I price too, and what he taught me too is price it how much you think it's worth. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm very fortunate enough for him that you know, I appreciate Ducky so much too, because he doesn't charge me a rental booth or anything, you know, and I'm working under him. Yeah. And that's just me too. It's like you just respect, you know, respect goes a long way. And just the trust that you have to build, the trust that you build and you earn, you know. And I'm very fortunate enough that he doesn't charge me rental booth or anything like that, as long as I follow the rules, respect. And you know, all that good deal. And he just told me the shop price is $65. Don't you know, nothing less than that, because you obviously don't lowball yourself. But then the way I price is the time that I have to design it. Like let's say someone wants a custom piece, a custom ink. You know, like okay, I'm gonna base off of the time I spent making that design. Not so much the time I spent tattooing you guys. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that was about 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah. Yeah. And I didn't even charge you like $200. No. Yeah, because some shops, again, going back, like some shops are different. You know, they charge by $100 an hour.
Yeah.
65 an hour, but like shop price, Ducky told me shop price is 65, and you go based off of that. And like I go based off of how many cartridges I use, like needles, different cartridges I use, and the different colors I use. I go just based off of that, just mainly time. Just not the time I tattoo you.
Yeah.
Because once you're in that shop and you came here for a tattoo, that's already like you're me there, you're in my time, you know? So I'm just gonna take my time doing that, and because this is gonna be on you forever, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is gonna be on us forever. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna take your time, you're gonna do your work, and you just like to, you're gonna charge what you think your art is worth. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like. And I mean, you've done a great job with all the work that I've seen, with all our other buddies that you tattooed, everything else I've seen. What has been the funnest part of this training, or still being under Ducky? What has been the funnest part of this?
The funnest part, honestly, is the networking that I get out of this. You know, like the people that I've met, the people that come up to the shop and everything, and the people that I met because of Ducky, it's pretty cool. Like, let's say I have problems with my truck, you know, Ducky knows a guy. Let's say I want to get a custom rug, Ducky knows a guy. You know, and again, it's also getting, what do you say, like getting comfortable with Ducky, you know? Mm-hmm. As you can see right here, you know, he tattooed me right here on the back of my ear. Yeah. I told him, like, hey, like, I want you to tattoo me. Get a tattoo from my mentor. And he's like, what do you want? It's like, because then he has a tattoo machine right here. And I said, like, I want to commit, and I want to get a tattoo machine, like, behind my ear. He's like, let's do it this weekend. So this was like maybe 3 weeks ago. He said, let's do it this weekend. I was like, all right, cool. And a few of my buddies, we vlogged that moment too and everything. And after that, he's like, hey, like, welcome to the clan, bro. Like, welcome to like the lifestyle. Yeah. And I was like, man, like, and Ducky again, like, you know, he's like, welcome to the family, you know, and I take that to heart, bro. Like, he told me welcome to the family, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do my very best to make sure that we're on top, because I know that too. This is all just the fun part of this, man. Like, just getting to know Ducky more, like becoming part of the family. That's the funnest part I got out of it. And I know that he told me too, he's like, eventually you're gonna venture off, because I'm his apprentice and everything. Yeah. But it's all up to me. I'm not gonna, as soon as I graduate, I'm not gonna leave right away. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave right away. I just want to make sure, because all this stuff that he's doing for me, you know, because we have similar stories with Ducky. Ducky, on his come up, he's been tattooing since, I think he told me 1990 something, 1999.
Yeah. I remember we were talking about, I think
before I was born,
98 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
And when he started, he was making his own needles. He was making his own machine. He used guitar strings as needles, and he was tattooing at home. And on the come up, you know, as soon as he gets racking up the money, he started Duck's Custom Ink and everything. So he knows starting from the bottom and everything. And he sees the potential in me, and I'm very appreciative with him. So my goal with him is, like, before I leave, you know, venture off, like, I want to make sure we're on top. I want to make sure that, like, okay, Ducky is good, because he told me too, like, eventually he wants to retire. Obviously, you know, yeah. We all get to that point, but I just want to make sure that we're on top, because tattooing is a competitive area too. You know, again, it's an art, and it's very competitive. But again, I'm not doing it for the money though. I'm just doing it for what would you call it? Like, shout him out, like, in the biggest way possible, because this guy was the one that, you know, hopefully, God willing, like, I'm gonna be up there, you know, doing these big old pieces everywhere, traveling the world. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. My goal is to have my own shop. My goal is to travel the world, you know, and just keep this piece of, like, my legacy, basically, just keep it going with tattooing and everything, because I feel like this is really what I really want to do, you know, and that's the funnest part. It's just living. It's just doing what I love to do. That's literally the funnest part of this. Like, like, you know, not many people can say it, you know, like, again, I wanted to work a 6-figure job, a guaranteed 6-figure job.
No,
I was not happy with like something that I can be easily replaced, you know, and then
You want to do something that makes you happy every single day. That you want to wake up and go do. That you don't wake up, it's like, I gotta go do this again. It's like, all right, yeah, I gotta go to the shop. Got a few people to tattoo. You want to be excited to wake up every day and do your job, and that's what you're doing right now.
And that's honestly the funnest part of all this is doing what I love, honestly.
Yeah. And what has it meant to you whenever Ducky told you, welcome to the family? Like, during that time, like, how have you taken that? What has that meant to you?
It's, again, like, welcoming me to not only, like, his family, he's a family-oriented man. He's got 3 kids, a wife, and they've been together forever, you know, and that's something to look up to too, man. I was like, dang, like, this is gonna be, like, I want to be that soon, you know, like, I want to be in that like state soon, you know, having a wife, having kids and everything, and then eventually teach my kids too, because Ducky's, I guess, youngest daughter is tattooing also, wants to get into tattooing.
Awesome.
She draws too and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because even in those 2 hours that you tattooed me, like, we're in there, we're talking. Ducky, all of us, Ducky was tattooing someone else, and we're all just talking there, and it felt like a welcoming environment. It felt like a family environment, and I mean, from everything that you've been saying, like, that's how it is, and that's what it is with Ducky. It's just that family environment, and as of these. So is it these past few months that you've gotten into the shop more, or when did you start getting into the shop a lot more?
As soon as the fall semester ended, and then when 2025 started, I said, now that this is my last semester, and I literally have I'm only taking 6 hours of classes.
Yeah.
And then I got a new job, you know, a new job that gives me a set schedule.
Shout out Lowe's.
Shout out to Lowe's. He was kind of into it of how I got into Lowe's, but now that I have, like, time, you know, you have to make time. You can never find it. You can't find something that's already there. Ivan's words of wisdom.
Quote him.
You can't find something that's already there. You know what I mean? And you have to make time. And I'm finally making time. And I told myself, okay, 2025, I'm going full into this. I'm going right into this, and I'm doing just that. And yeah, from the start, because also around January too, before the semester started, Ducky texted me. And again, I haven't really been there, but I updated him like, hey, I'm really busy with school, this and that. And then he finally texted me back, and he goes, yo, and I'm like, yes, sir. And he's like, how much would you charge for a name on your chest? Like, have you done Old English font before? I was like, yeah, just real small, right here.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, what about big? And I'm like, I'm down. He's like, okay, how much would you charge for a name going across from shoulder to shoulder? And I'm like, and he's like, just solid black, Old English. And I'm like, just looking like this. And I'm like, 200. He's like, okay, for sure. I'm gonna put some money aside, and I need you to do this name on me. And I'm like, oh, I gotta tattoo my mentor, dude. I was like, no. I was thinking like, I'm down though. I'm down. I'll do it. And he's like, okay, for sure. Just let me know. That way I can put the money aside and we can get to it. And I was like, for sure. And I said, I'm looking forward to putting in some work this year with you. He's like, yes, sir, let's get to it. And from there, I just went straight to the shop whenever I can. It don't matter for about 2 hours, 1 hour. I was at the shop before this.
That's where you just came from?
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, hey, I got to show you something, bro. You going to be at the shop today? I'm like, yeah, I could make it because I work today, too.
Yeah.
And I had class. But then in between, I just went straight there. And he's like, bro, I have ideas, bro. And it's like, show me. And it's like, can you think you could tweak it a little bit for our business cards and everything for you and me now? And I'm like, okay, send me in and everything. So that's what I was doing there beforehand. And shoot, it's been a wild ride so far. Yeah. And he just told me too that he has another assignment for me. He wants to get Jesus on a cross right here. Since he did this one right here, I was like, all right, I can do it.
So did you end up doing that chest piece on him?
Not yet.
You haven't
Not
done
yet.
it on him
So
yet.
he wants those. So I was like, we can do it. And I'm not gonna. I didn't know I was doing it for him. That's why I gave him a prize. I wasn't gonna do that to my mentor. And cause this is the most expensive tattoo I have.
I bet it
This
is.
was the most expensive tattoo I've
Is
had.
it?
I can personally say this is the most expensive out of all the. I mean, well, I paid for that one, paid for that one, I paid for that one, I paid for that one. I only paid for like 5 of my tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most expensive one because that's what like dang, okay.
Yeah, that was nice though. It got a little nice
It didn't
work
hurt.
to it.
It didn't hurt surprisingly.
Did
though.
it hurt?
Mm-mm. Like behind the ear and everything, it doesn't hurt. A lot of people tell me too, like, hey, does tattoos hurt? It's like, of course they do. Of course.
Yeah, of course they do. They hurt, but I feel like at the end of it, it's worth it. It's worth it at the end of seeing the tattoo there. It's like, dang, like whenever I finished doing you did my Texas one, like it hurt. I'm sensitive. Both of them, they hurt, and once
That
I'm
thigh
done,
area, it hurts, man.
yeah. Once it's done, I look at it, it's like, dude, I just got Texas, got a star, like where I'm from here in Cheensville. It's like, it's badass looking at it. It's like you look down, that's where I represent. That's me. That's Texas right there. Knowing that my buddy also did it, and I've already told you, you're my tattoo artist for life now. So,
I appreciate that. See,
so
man,
that's
like,
how it is.
This is part of it too. Like this is the goal. This is what I love to do because of what I get out of it. I've always been the type of person to, like, I want to give back to people. I always want to. And then again, switching my major from art, I go. This is before I even thought about tattooing, and we can get to that later too. How I even
So for a
how
bit,
I- how I
you
even fell in
wanted
love.
to do haircuts.
Yeah, like, I could do this. And I'm asking Gino, one of our good friends, like, hey, give me some tips, bro. But that was during COVID and everything. But we can go over too of how I fell in love with tattooing in a little bit. What was I saying though about before that?
Dang.
How I wanted. I was in architecture.
Oh yeah, we're talking about.
This is before I even
how
thought
you
about
switch majors.
Yeah. That and the enjoyment because there you go. When I got into art as an art major, it's like, okay, what am I gonna get out of this? How am I gonna make money? Because again, like as an actual like painter artist, there's a saying. Shout out to Folden. She told me that, okay, good, you're gonna be broke but happy. Because as an artist, it's gonna be hard selling your art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people make it big, like Banksy, making $1 million doing that. But I mean, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna make money selling
That's
art?
just not everybody though.
I thought about doing like commissions and everything, and I'm not gonna lie, it's small money, like. I still do like album covers. Some people want to do album covers. Some people want to do their name. Some people want to draw a portrait. I'll still do those, but I mean, like, it was like small money at the time, and I didn't really have like a job at the time too. So I was like, dang, like I was really thinking like, what am I gonna get out of this, and then I just kept drawing, and then someone came up to me and said, hey, you do tattoos? And I'm like, no. It's like, you ever thought about it? It's like, yeah, in a way, but I never really I never really see myself doing it. It's like, you should try it. Like, your style is like, that's like tattoo style. So then I'm like, maybe I can get money out of tattooing. Maybe I can find something out of that. And then, and this is when, like, little me was still like, okay, I'm gonna get a lot of money with this. You know what I mean? And again, if you're in it for the money, you're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
But then younger me, I'm just like, okay, I get a lot of money with this. And I bought a cheap machine from Amazon, tattooed myself. Because I'm like, if I can't tattoo myself, I can't tattoo anyone. Because this is the best practice. So then I tattooed myself, blew it out. It's a blue heart on my thigh. Blew it out. You can see like the ink spread. And I was like, maybe free tattoos for me. So I just doing tattoos, doing it on my leg, doing it on my arm. And then someone hit me up again. He's like, hey, I want you to tattoo me. Like, I trust you, just tattoo me. I was like, I don't have a shop or anything. He's like, you just come to my dorm. I'm like, all right. And then, again, I didn't know how to price at the time. I didn't know anything like about this.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh, dude, I love it, bro. It's simple, like a small thing. He's like, dude, I love it. And he gives me like $30. I told him, like, I just pay me how much you think, because I just went to you and tattooed you. He's like, give me $30, bro. And Ducky has a similar story with that too. You know, he tattooed someone, and then he was just chilling at the couch, and he felt his pocket, and it was like $20. And I was like, wait, I can get money out of this. This can be like a career. The same thing happened to me. I was like, wait, I'm getting money out of this. Okay. And then as I'm doing it, you know, like I wasn't looking at it as a job, like, oh, I gotta go to this door. Oh, I gotta go to this guy. Oh, I gotta go. I look at it as like, I could draw on you, okay? And as soon as cool thing too is like when I start tattooing, I'm locked in. Like, okay, this is what I like love to do, and that's where I found out like this is okay. I think this is my passion. Like I can get something with this art, you know, and then going back to the enjoyment of all this, the fun part is I'm selling my art that you get to keep forever. Yeah. And seeing the smiles on my clients' faces and everything, like, oh, I love it. This is exactly what I want. You know, that motivates me to keep going, because I'm like, okay, I'm finally giving back to people and everything, you know, and they get to keep my art forever. And some of the conversations I have with my clients too, and this is another fun part too, bro. Like, I'm not just tattooing you. I'm just like I'm like a therapist. Yeah. You know, like people come into the shop. You know, they look a little stressed and everything. I just tell them like, "How's your day?" Bzzz, while finessely stabbing them. It's like, "How's your day?" It's like, "Oh, it's good." You know, I'm just trying to get back on my feet. And I was like, "Oh, what do you do for college? You know, what do you do for work? What do you do for college and everything?" And we just spark a conversation. We make the tattoo not. One thing I don't like is like quietness, you know, and usually I throw on music. Usually I just talk to whoever. I mean, mainly I've been tattooing people that I know. I had my first walk-in. I'll talk about that later, and but that's part of the enjoyment too. You know, I get to like just talk to people and network with people, and just like getting to know people and helping them, not only getting what they want, but also helping them just talk out their problems and everything. Because I know some people too, a few of my clients, you know, they just be talking about like, I don't really know what to do with this college major and everything. I was like, you ever thought about switching? Like, what do you want to do? What do you like really want to do? And just giving them advice. And then sometimes they be giving me advice too. They're like, oh yeah, no, don't rush, because sometimes I have a tendency to like rush myself, not the tattoo process, but like rush myself with everything, and but I mean, like they came to me for the tattoo, and I'm like, this is something that's gonna be stuck with them forever. So I really gotta take my time. Yeah. And they give me advice too. It's just, and that's the fun part, is giving advice and then getting advice, networking, putting a smile on people's faces, man. Like I've always been that type of person to just like maybe I should be a comedian, I've always wanted to do something for everyone, you know.
And people who don't know you, like, you are a very open person. Like, you go out there and, guys, go out to the ranch on a Thursday night, or go out to Shorty's or Nucky's. You're gonna hear a story or two about Ivan. You might even see Ivan. Like, he is just that open. Like, I feel like you could walk around the campus and like, people are going to know who you are. People are going to be able to come up and talk to you, and you'll be able to talk to them immediately about something. I feel like you know everybody, but that's just who you are. You're just so open, and you're just able to communicate with everybody and anybody and get along with everybody. And so I feel like you picked the perfect profession to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Because, I mean, you're going to sit there for multiple hours with somebody. Yeah, I think after a while, you're gonna stop wanting to be quiet. Like me, like if I go get a haircut or something, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge talker. I will not talk. My haircut guy, I think at this point, he already knows. Shout out to my boy Adrian. I think at this point, he already knows. Like, he doesn't even try talking to me anymore. Go in, hey, same thing. All right, try to write up, and then we're in and out. 20 minutes, done. And I just give him his money, and just like that. It's smooth, but that's just how I like it. I don't like
exactly, bro. Yeah, and you know, I appreciate that, everything you tell about me, bro. And because I kind of get like, I guess I'm tooting my own horn, but I get a lot of like compliments of like the way I act, the way I am, and everything.
Yeah.
But it's honestly just who I am. Like I don't know, it's just how I was raised or something. That's just who I am. Like I don't like acting big-headed and everything, especially no matter how, again, God willing, if when I'm up there, tattooing John Moran, tattoo, anything like that. That's my
Eventually.
that's my dream. That's my passion. Like I wanna tattoo celebrities, like, and everything like that. Again, networking. So like let's say I tattoo Justin Bieber, and it's like, and Justin Bieber's friends like, hey, like I want a tattoo. It's like, oh, hit up my boy Ivan, and those are my dreams, bro. But again, that's just who I am, like as a person. Like, I don't like to see. I don't like sadness. I don't like any of that. Like
Yeah.
I don't like to see people sad. Like when I go up to them and they have like some bad energy, I always just, you can't fight fire with fire. If they got bad energy, I just remain myself. Like I don't want to just feed into that or have them feed in. Or, like I don't want them to spread that negativity to me. I just try to, or actually, I always do, never try. I just do my best to just put a smile on someone's face every day, And sometimes I be sad too. I have my sad days and everything, but then as soon as I walk out that door, I was just like, you know what? Let's make someone smile today. Let's crack a joke. Let's do this. And I always tell myself that. And then again, as you say, like I picked the right profession. It's like people go in there and some people are scared. Some people are anxious to get a tattoo. I'd be anxious to get a tattoo. I was anxious to get that. Yeah. And I was anxious to tattoo myself. But that's why I talk to them, just be who I am. I was like, hey, like, so what made you get this tattoo? Just to spark a conversation, every now and then too. I think I learned that too, like throughout experiences, just keep an open mind. And with me keeping an open mind, I notice I catch myself saying good morning to just random people, like when I walk by them, like good morning,
all the time,
or like just give them a simple compliment and everything like that, because you never know who you bump into, and if I could put a smile through their face, then okay, that makes my day, because I've always been that kind of person. Like when I walk into the room, like, okay, why is everyone serious? It's time to get unserious, like why would we need to get super serious all the time?
Yeah.
That's my kind of deal. Like when poopy hits the fan, okay, I know when poopy hits the fan, but still, you don't have to keep, life is not that serious, bro. It's not that
Let's
serious.
take the edge off.
Exactly,
Let's just chill
bro.
out
Like,
a little bit.
It's really lifing. Again, life is lifing. And that's just who I am as a person. I don't see myself changing no matter what the experiences I go through and everything. I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna keep my head up, but don't act big-headed, because boom. But that's just who I am. Just keeping true to myself.
And throughout this whole tattoo process, you said that you've tattooed like almost all the pieces on you. Only 5 of them you haven't. Which has been your favorite piece that you tattooed on yourself?
My favorite piece that I've tattooed on myself.
You got some on your legs too, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do got some on my legs. Honestly, I think the one that's my favorite piece that I did to myself would honestly be the first one. I gotta like cover it up. It's a little hard. I don't think you see it there.
Right
Yeah, I don't think that's
hard.
my very first one, bro. Cause we about to get deep right now. Cause when I first started, I bought the machine and everything, prepped it and everything. My grandparents lived with me at the time, and my grandpa. And this was somewhere September, and I was tattooing myself.
What year? 23?
22, I believe.
22.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is way back, man. This is like the spark of it all. And I was tattooing myself till 4 a.m. And then I finally finished. I'm all flexing it and everything. Look, guys, look what I did. And then went to bed, bro. 4:30. Went to bed, dude. And then 6 a.m. got a rude awakening, bro. Like my grandpa suffered a brain aneurysm, bro. And my mom just barged into my room and like, son, help. And I will never forget that day, never forget that night. And shoot, I guess it's the culture that the Filipinos have or something, that you know, life goes on. Because after that, man, I went straight to work. I went to school because, you know, my mom told me to. It's like, hey, whatever, because my grandpa suffered that brain aneurysm, and he was alive for maybe 4 days after that. So he was in the hospital, and we brought him back home for hospice. And, you know, I'm just looking at my tattoo, you know. At first I felt like, oh, I did all this while my grandpa was suffering. You know, I felt like a regret or something. But then my mom always reminds me too, it's like, you know, that he's real proud of you and everything. Because I remember I used to joke with him all the time. I was like, hey, I bought a tattoo machine, like, I'm gonna tattoo you. And he was like 80-something years old, but he's gangster, bro. Like, he's still doing like gardening and everything, but
Still out there moving.
bro. Like ever since he suffered that thing, and he lasted that long, bro. For his age, like, he's the toughest one alive.
Same thing with my grandpa. Before he passed away, like, he was in his 70s. That dude was still out there kicking that. He just built a house. He built my goat's house like a month or two before he passed away with my dad. Like, he was out there kicking it. We just celebrated his birthdays. Like, bro was just fine.
Doing
like,
what he's doing, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
how they are, bro.
Moving like he's moving, bro.
Let me guess, he was stubborn too, huh?
Yeah.
That's how my grandpa was too. He was stubborn. We tell him, hey, it's too hot outside. Get in. And he's like, gardening, bro.
Still out there working.
And I know that he's real proud of me and everything, because how would I say it? His, I don't know, his brother or his cousin, my great grandpa. He was a professional boxer. Yeah, and I was like, no wonder I had boxing in my blood.
That's where you got it from.
Yeah, and then like knowing him too, this is where I got my artsy side from. He used to do like the window trim, but by hand, like the concrete by hand. He would trim it out to like that beautiful stuff. Like my mom said that the house in the Philippines that they have, my grandpa did the window trims, and it looks like the White House, bro. Like, and I was like, okay, so this is where I really got it. And crazy thing is too, we have the same palm. I thought I got it from my dad, but my grandpa has the same palm too. The line right here,
Same palm as you?
It goes straight like that. So I was like, shoot, you know, like, damn, I really got, like, he left something for me. And that's why I truly think that tattooing is like, because from there, you know, when he left, I think he gave me something to just like keep going with this.
Yeah.
You know, and I know he was a big wrestling fan too. Off topic, he was a big wrestling fan, and I think that's why I got into wrestling too. But shoot, yeah, it's just my grandpa. Honestly, I think that's one of my biggest motivations in this too, because I know he's real proud of me of this. How far I've come so far with this. You know, finally in the business, finally in a shop, doing what I'm doing what I love, and putting smiles on people's faces, bro.
Yeah.
Giving them a tattoo, the conversations we have, I just find joy in that.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear about that, man.
No, it's all good, bro.
Sorry to hear about that, but hey, at least you have something in remembrance. You have something that you can carry on with you, and you know he's always down. He's always looking down on you, just not looking down in a bad way, but he's always looking. But he's proud of you. He's proud of you all the time. Now going back to tattooing. So, like, what number would you say I was? What number tattoo was I?
Like out of all, throughout everything.
Like to start off with my first one, like what number was I?
You were definitely below 10. I think you were either the 5th person that I've tattooed, or like the actual tattoos that I've done. You were like the 5th person.
And now, how many people would you say you tattooed?
I've lost count, bro. Not that much, because you know I'm 2 years into this. Like around 60.
Dang.
I tattooed around 60 people. I honestly would say. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Not 60 people. I'm thinking about like all the tattoos that I've done. Dude, probably more than 20.
More than 20.
More than 20. Yeah, that's such a different jump, but yeah, it's probably more than 20.
And is there a tattoo that you've done that stands out to you that you can think of right now that was like, damn, I like that tattoo?
On my my homegirl's boyfriend, I did a tribal piece, tribal band.
Tribal band?
That was the first tribal piece I've ever done, and I did it all freehanded.
And
Still gotta fix it, but it's a nice piece.
Well, I might have to get you in touch with my brother. My brother has a tribal band also, real nice. But I know he's real into like that tribal style tattoo, and so he might want some more. So I might send him your way. But what is your favorite kind of art style? I guess
Black and gray.
black and gray and
Chicano art style, or if you would say like prison style, or yeah, just black and gray.
and that's your favorite to do.
Like this is what you call like black and gray too. It's the laugh now, smile later, whatever. Smile now, cry later. That's my favorite piece.
And is that because that's what you grew up with?
That's what how I fell in love with tattoos. How I fell in love with tattoos, what made me fall in love with black and gray and what made me start doing it is way back when I was 10 in the boxing gym. I used to box, right? And in that boxing gym back in Southern California, there was, cops, gangbangers, everything. And there was this former gang member. He took his shirt off and had a big old Dallas Cowboy star. Their alias was a Dallas Cowboy star. And then, letterings on each shoulder. And then inside that cowboy star, the big old star, it was just a scenery of like women, skulls, cars, lowriders, and a skyscraper of the city of Oxnard, palm trees and everything. And I was just intrigued with it and everything. And he was an OG. He would talk about it. I asked him. He's like, what are all like? How do you can do these tattoos on yourself? He didn't do it himself, but he's like, you can get this kind of art on yourself and everything. He's like, yeah, they're beautiful, but it wasn't a pretty life. He told me, and I was like, oh, why is that? 10-year-old me just talking to this guy. He's like, well, I used to be in the streets and everything. I was like, and it's not a pretty life, bro. And he's like, but these are nice tattoos. And I was like, yeah, I got them in prison. And I was like, no, I'm not saying you have to go to prison to get these tattoos, but he's like, I appreciate you and everything. And I asked him, like, which one's your favorite out of all of them? And he told me, he's like, see that knight, the chess piece, the knight? And I'm like, why the knight? He's like, because like when you play chess, you make the wrong move. Like if you make the wrong move, it's like, so it's just like in life. I was like, hey, okay. And again, he was talking about the life he had and then the life that he's turning around to. At the time, he told me he was like a year something sober and everything. And I was like, dang. So from there, from learning to tattoos and everything, how his life was, and before, like it taught me that like it's never too late to change, and like you can overcome a troubled past, no matter what it is. Like you could overcome that, and that's what I forgot his name. He didn't tell me his street name. I forgot his name. I think his last name was Rodriguez because it was on his back. But
You remember that part?
dude, it was a beautiful tattoo, bro. Tattoos, because he was tied it from his back and his chest and everything. And I'll never forget that. That's how I fell in love with tattoos. I didn't know it at the time. Again, I was 10 years old. I didn't know it at the time, and as I grow up there, I just started seeing more tattoos, more graffiti on the wall, lowrider cars with murals. I just fell in love with art. I fell in love with the art, and then fast forward to now, it's like I could draw this, I could draw that. It's like, wow, how? I ask myself sometimes, like, how am I able to draw this? How am I able to draw that? It's like, wait, because I've seen this before. And like, let me manipulate it. I've seen this before. So I mean, that's how I fell in love with tattoos to begin with, like the origin of it. Seeing my first tattoo at 10 years old. And then, crazy thing is too, I got my first tattoo when I was 18, which is, again, where I'm from, Oxnard, California, and in the boxing gloves. So that tattoo...
I remember you getting that piece.
Yeah, that tattoo really means a lot to me too. Like this was like the root of it. And then because again, the boxing gloves.
See that boy, how that boy looking.
Dude, it still looks good,
It
right?
still-
I never,
it still
I
looks
never
good,
like
bro.
went to get a retouch or anything. It has my favorite color, blue. I love blue. Shout out to Dodgers. It's just it's a battle between that and the heart of which one's my favorite tattoo, because that one really means a lot. Because again, boxing, I thought I was gonna go pro. I thought I was gonna be like a good boxer and everything, but then I fell out of it. I fell off, but then thanking boxing, because honestly, if I didn't go to that gym that day, if I didn't even go to that gym and see that, like, who knows what I could have been doing right now? 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about tattoos until then.
Yeah, now you get to express your love for art. Now you get to show everybody what you do, and you get to show people how you grew up. Because a big part of what I've seen you do is just, you're not afraid to show where you are from. You hold your ethnicity, you hold everything that you are with pride. Everything you do is with pride. You do not shy away from it, and that's what I love seeing it from you. And what, like, in your eyes, what makes you that way? Why are you like that? Why are you so prideful? Why is it? What would you tell people?
There's a saying that someone told me. It's not about where you're from, it's where you're at. But don't ever forget where you're from. When you first hear that, it's like, well, I'm like that.
You got to think about it a little
You
bit.
know, but it's good. It's like it reminds me of another saying that I heard. No matter where you are, no matter where you're at, there you are. It's like when I form them together, it's like, okay, I remember. You know, you can go wherever you are. Just don't ever forget where you started. Don't ever forget, like, your roots.
Yeah.
You know, and how I never forgot what made me to who I am right now is again, with this whole tattoo stuff, I researched my culture in the Philippines and everything. We had our own tribal work. We had our own tattoo, what they call tatak, in the village of Buscalan, Philippines, somewhere around there. There's this tattoo, just like the Pacific Islanders, how the Samoans, the Polynesians, Maoris, they had their own style, and then, you know, researching more about that, it's like, oh, so I think this is really what I'm destined to be, you know, like, I truly think that, because when I first did the machine, and when Ducky sees me hold the machine and doing my lines, and when he saw my lines, he's like, you have really good sharp lines, you know. I mean, they're not blown out. Yeah, they're not blown out or anything, but like they're really like clean, right? Like, I was like, man, like, because I think this is what I'm destined for. I think my ancestors are like sending me messages, bro. Like, but
They're telling you something.
right, you know, and that's why I always think about what made me who I am right now is no matter where you go, don't ever forget where you come from. But then again, it's not about where you're from. It's about where you're at, who you are, as like, you know. And what I take out of that saying too is don't keep looking in the past. Don't keep comparing the past. Like, oh man, it was so much better when I was little and everything.
Yeah.
You stay in the present. You know, when you keep thinking about the past, yeah, it's memories. Those are memories. But you stay in the present, bro. You're prepping for the future. Don't worry about the future, because right now you're in the present. Just prep for the future. If you're prepping for the past, wishing that you're dwelling, you're regretting, wishing that you can change whatever you've done before, you're not really seeing the future, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not living in the present, so you're not happy. You're worrying, you're regretting, you're dwelling. You're not happy. Ivan's words of wisdom. If the meaning of life to me is living in the present, living in the now. Because if you're living in the now, you know, you're not worried about anything. You're not stressing about anything or anything like that. If you're living in the future, worried about the future, oh, I have an assignment I got an assignment I got to do. Why don't you do it now? I got this to do. And then you're living in the past, oh, I wish I could have done that assignment better. I wish I could have done this and that. Yeah. You're not happy. If you're worried about the future, you're not happy. You're worried about the past that you wish you could have changed, you're not happy. If you're living in the now, you're chilling.
Yeah, living the now, you gotta worry about what's happening now.
And that's what I've always think about too. That's what makes me who I am too. Is I'm chilling right now. Why do I gotta worry about something that has never? Why do I have to worry about something that's never happened? That the future, there's nothing that happened. Yeah. And why do I have to worry about something that has already happened that I can't change? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you're saying. I'm picking up when you put it down. I got you. I know what you're saying right there. I know what you're saying, man.
That's just how I am. That's what made me who I am. It's not about where you're from. It's about where you're at right now. But don't ever forget where you came from.
Yeah. And then just worry about the now, because the only thing you can't change is now. You can't change the future. You can't change the past. It already happened or it hasn't happened. All you gotta do is.
Am I gonna drink that water right now? No, because I choose not to. Exactly. See, I'm in charge of myself, bro.
You see, but you can only change that now. Now in the future, you might drink it.
I kind of wish I drank it right now. Nah, I'm just kidding. See, I can change it, bro. Back to the future type stuff, man.
Yeah, so now let's go ahead and get back to your tattooing. You mentioned you finally had your first walk-in. How did that go?
This is a funny story, bro. So it's funny, and it's just like it was like what I got out of it is it's like a wake-up call. Because this lady walks in. Just a random lady. She walks in the shop, and I just finished a 4-leaf clover on a buddy. He was, I wouldn't say a walk-in, because he called me. I was literally doing nothing at the shop, just hanging with Ducky, doing drawings and whatnot. And he's like, hey, Evan, you think you could do a tattoo real quick? I was like, yeah, just what kind is it? It's like a 4-leaf clover. All right, yeah, pull up. So he pulls up, boom, did it like an hour, and he left. And then this lady walks in, bro. But no matter what I do, I try to, not try, always do. I put my 110% in everything that I want to do. And so this lady walks in, and she asks, are y'all taking anybody right now? And Ducky's tattooing someone, a big piece, a big shoulder piece. And I go, and I look at him, and he's like, it's up to you, bro. I was like, shoot, okay, why not? I can't miss this opportunity if my first walk-in. I was like, sure, it depends, like, what you're looking for, We can either do, it's a free consultation, or we can get it done right now. It just depends on what you want. It's like, oh, I just want a coffin, and she points at my arm, like, that size. And I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then I go on my iPad, and it's like, is there like a specific coffin you want, like a traditional black and gray, a realistic coffin, like, and like off the rip, she was kind of like not all there, like as in like she's on something, But again, I'm not the type of person to like judge so quickly, And she told me like her whole ordeal, like it's like, yeah, my husband and I got into a fight. It's either I go self-inflict or.
You told me about this the other day.
Yes, either I go self-inflict or something like that. And again, I don't judge or anything. And when she showed me her like, okay, like maybe I'm gonna do a good deed. Like I'm gonna do a good deed. I'm gonna take her mind off of whatever she was stressing about. And I said, okay, yeah, just sit down and let me go over, we'll do a consultation and a tattoo right now. And I said, just mind you, and she's like, how much is it gonna be? I was like, well, based on the stuff that you want it in color, you want this and that, like it's gonna be a little over $100. And then she goes, and she throws me $200. I was like, I want it done now. I was like, okay. Like, she told me, she stated that she's suffering from like bipolar, and I kind of got that, she's suffering from bipolar. She's like schizophrenic and all that, and yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a good deed. But this was my first walk-in, and this was my weirdest encounter by far, like my first weirdest encounter, because oh boy, like
oh my god,
when I was tattooing her right arm, and I had it on a little thing, and she FaceTimed her friends, like, I'm getting a tattoo, guys. So-and-so and I got into a fight, and I decided to go to the shop. And I was like, ma'am, may you please, like, stay still a little bit more? And then again, like, her friends were telling her, like, yeah, hey, stay still, like, your artist is like a statue right now. I know he's going to do good work. And I mean, you know, I'm lining it and everything. It's like, yeah, he's real amazing. And I was like, ma'am, please stay still a little bit more. And again, and Ducky's the same way too. When he's tattooing, he's locked in, so you know he's just there. And it just started getting weirder, bro. And he's like, I do tattoos myself. I was like, oh, cool. It's like, yeah. And I should have like stopped it right there, but she started to pull down her pants. I'm like, no, man, like, please keep that on. Just sit back down. I literally had to go, like, just sit back down, man. I was like, oh, did I make things weird? I was like, yes, man, just a little bit, but I'm almost done here, and then you could be on your way. I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry. And what really made me uncomfortable and cut the time short is when she started, like, dissing my mentor, bro. And she's like, you need to be a better artist than him. You need to be this and that. And I'm just, again, when people spread that negativity, I just block it out the way. But then after the tattoo, I'm like, hey, Ducky, I'm never going to tattoo that woman again. It's like, you have every right to, bro. And then what I noticed too that I didn't know, when she was FaceTiming her friends, I guess they were hanging out before that. She was under the influence. And again, don't come in the shop under the influence, because that can get me in trouble and it can get you in trouble. She signed the waiver and everything, but again, like, don't get a tattoo under the influence, because the ink's not gonna set. I kind of figured too, because she was, like, bleeding normal, like, unusually, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. And that's what my mentor said too. Is like, yeah, just be careful with clients like that. Because usually I don't really ask, but I mean, I'm gonna start asking now. Now I'm not like, I mean, I know who you are and everything, but
hey, you under influence?
Like, you drink.
You just finished drinking?
Like, oh man, it was real. Like, she paid me and everything, but still, again, I wasn't in it for the money. I was in it for that opportunity, getting another tattoo in, sharpening my craft. But then,
and plus, it's a walk-in too. It's like, oh crap.
But I see the good in everything. I see what goes down in this lifestyle. You know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Anywhere you go,
it's not always pretty.
Yeah, that again, it was a wake-up call. It's like, it's not always gonna be pretty. There's gonna be people walking in, we're demanding this and that, and maybe, you know, like, people are gonna walk out, run out. But that's why I always do paperwork beforehand, before I start getting the tattoo. You know, you have to sign that waiver, you have to consent, and then we copy your license and everything like that, just all that legal stuff, you know. Finally,
save your ass.
Finally, I'm in that profession, you know. I have my certificate hanging there on the thing, bloodborne pathogen thing and everything. Because in the state of Texas, from what I heard and from what I was told, and Ducky told me too, it's eventually when I venture off, that's when I'm gonna start needing a tattoo license. Yeah. In the state of Texas, you don't need a license to tattoo, but you need to tattoo in a licensed area. And then you do need a bloodborne pathogen certificate, saying that you know there's three types of hepatitis. Well, what happens if the needle stabs you? How do you discard the needle and everything like that?
What are the three types?
A, B, C. Don't get too.
Hey, I'm just trying to make sure.
Just A, B, and C. That's I try to pass that exam, but yeah, and you know, you just had to have those things. And again, I'm very fortunate enough that I'm working under Ducky. I'm his apprentice and all that too, and he's teaching me the ways, just to be the person that I want to be, a tattoo artist, bro. Yeah, that's what I want to do, especially after I graduate.
And graduation is nearing. How has this semester been? How has it been knowing that you're gonna graduate very soon?
I'm ready. I've been here for 5 years. Yeah, 5.5. Because August 2019.
5, because yeah, I've been here 3, and you graduated 2 years before I did, and so yeah,
Class of
this would be
19.
5.
Yeah, it was a fun journey. I'm not gonna complain of everything. There's no complaints again. There's no complaints. I honestly think that this was no waste of time. I'm very fortunate enough to go to college, and at first, yeah, I was going to college for the wrong reason. I didn't like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was in the wrong field when I walked into class. It didn't seem right. I didn't feel like I didn't belong, and then COVID hit. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but it's just that, man, when COVID hit, life was different, bro. Like the lockdown, like personally speaking too, it's like my freshman year here, it didn't talk to nobody. I was a nobody. Like compared to now, like
Compared
I
to
know the
where
South
you were in
Texas,
high
yeah.
school.
Like I didn't know nobody. I went to school, went straight home. Went to school, went straight home. And then springtime, this was before COVID, literally before COVID. Springtime, I began to started to talk to people, bro. Like, hey, and they started inviting me like for spring break. Like, hey, we're gonna have this something for spring break. Just to finally mingle with people, meet some college friends. Like, yeah, for sure. Boom. Spring break has been extended, and they're like, all right, yeah, for sure. And then at first I didn't think about going, and then I noticed that spring break was extended, and then they hit me up again like, hey, like spring break extended, like this, like we're having a little thing again, and then we noticed that hey, we're in a lockdown, and I'm just like no, and then we're going back to school with all this, trying to transition to the pandemic, and I couldn't see anyone, meet anyone. Everything was just locked down, bro, and it really bummed me out as for a college experience.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Tough
it.
start.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. Oh, I had a tough start, man. And I had a tough start. There was an issue with my registration. They put me as non-resident because remember I moved from California.
Yeah.
But I graduated.
Obviously.
I graduated Rivera, and then they're like, okay, we need a proof of residency. I was like, okay, voter registration card, Texas driver's license. We need your passport. Okay, I go dig through and I found my passport. June, July, August. It expired June, right? That year, it expired June, and it's like, oh, we need a valid passport.
Oh my God.
I was like, that's me right there. Ain't nothing changed. Like, it's expired. It expired in June. Like, what more do you? And this was days, 48 hours before the classes started, bro. And they dropped me because I'm not paying that out-of-state tuition.
Nah.
I was like, no, I'm not paying that. And I was like, well, we need a proof of residency. I was like, finally get my passport resolved and everything. It came in. I go get it resolved. They dropped me from all my classes because I didn't set up a payment plan. I didn't do anything like that. And all the classes that I wanted, I had gotten set up during orientation, gone. I could only get into maybe one, and that was an engineering one. And it just felt like I was rushed into this, And I'm like, man. And then throughout that, I started getting, after COVID, I started getting more comfortable around classes. I was going around, like, just trying to mingle with people again,
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like this before, honestly. Like around my first 2 years of college, I was real just to myself. I didn't know. I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I'm just gonna go to class, and maybe this would be my safe route.
Yeah.
But like throughout that, it started going up more, and then before the spring semester of 22, I believe. Fall 21, all Fs, bro. And like, because it's not because I didn't know this stuff, it's because I just never showed up to class. I never just, every time I show up to class, I just have my headphones on or whatever like that. I was like, man,
You wouldn't pay attention.
this is not who I am, you know. Like I'm eager to learn and all that, but then from transitioning from all that, and I'm just like, I don't think I belong here. And I just thought about it. It's like, man, I'm gonna drop out this and that. Then I figured like, during COVID, I was sketching, I was drawing and everything. I was like, okay, I'll just do this. Shout out to my mom and my stepfathers. They're like, why don't you just switch your major to something that you really want to do? And I was like, I want to do art. I was like, what are you gonna get out of it? You know, no matter what, your parents are gonna support you no matter what.
Yeah.
But then again, they're like, what are you gonna get out of it? And I asked myself too, like, what am I gonna get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
But now look at that. I'm getting out of this. I'm getting something out of it.
Yeah, something good out of it.
So that's why I have no complaints towards my college experience, because I feel like I've had a good college experience. You know, I've seen the downs of it and I've seen the highs of it. You know, getting all Fs, being placed on academic probation, like they're watching you now. Like if you mess up this semester, you're out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, man, like I'm stressed out. And I remember, because my GPA was a 1.91. And again, you have to have at least a 2.0 or above. And dude, I was like, oh, I was stressed out, this and that. Again, didn't know what to do. But then I was in a field that I love to like enjoy it and have everything. So then it started going up from there. I barely made it. It was a 2.01. I was like, oh, finally. So from there, spring 22 till on, dude, I was enjoying it. I was flourishing, bro. I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then again, was it spring 2022? And then fall 23, right? It jumps to fall 23.
Fall 22.
Oh, fall 22. That's when I got into tattooing. September
September 22.
Yeah, that's when I fell into it, because someone again hit me up. Hey, you should do tattoos. Bought a cheap machine, and all that ordeal. And then right then and there, tattooing. And not everyone, I guess, because some people that I knew here had left or graduated already and all that. But then I was doing dorm to dorm tattoos, house to house calls, dorm to dorm, which was underground, by the way. We all start some point.
That starts somewhere.
But you know, knock on wood, thankfully no one got infected, because how I learned too was just through YouTube and through these two artists that I'm a real visual learner, and I remember everything and how they set up and all that. So I'm like, okay, I got this. And
You would practice setting
and
up.
shout out to everyone that I had, the first 10 people that I tattooed. Shout out to all them. If y'all hit me up again, shoot, I'll discount your tattoos, or hell, even might be free. It just depends on what you want, because you guys really instilled that trust for me to go to your dorm and to tattoo you. Like I know y'all saw my artwork and everything, and I really appreciate that. You know, I know you believe in me, and then shoot, like that's what again just sparked everything, made my college experience fun, because that's how most the people that know me, that's how they know me, because I do tattoos.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, shoot, okay, and I don't use it. Well, actually, you know, I might be lying. Yeah, because I mean, yeah,
you gotta use it every now and then. You gotta use it.
My name's Ivan. I do tattoos. Like, oh well, yeah. I mean, again, though, I use it to build clientele and to just know one another too. You know, girls, boys. You know, I tell them like, yeah, I do tattoos. Like, if you're willing for me to tattoo you, let me know. Like, I'll show you what I got. And then again, they always ask me, what's your portfolio? Like, do you have any work? And I show them now. Like, this is what I can do. And like, shoot, okay. And like, oh, hey, that's Ivan. He does tattoos. I was like, that's me.
You know,
that's me. All blushing and everything. Yeah, but again, like that's what I really think. I don't think this college experience that I have here was a waste at all. It opened many more doors, and that's what I think that college taught me. College taught me that you find yourself.
Yeah.
What did I say before? Like during the first 2 years, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was going to get out of this. But then during this whole time, during this whole ordeal, I had a speech impediment at that time. During the whole ordeal, I was finding myself, and fast forward to this semester, I feel like I definitely found myself. What I want to do, how am I gonna get there? I'm not worried about that because I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Not worried about the future. Not worried about the past. I'm just worried about where you are right now. It's not about where you're from. It's about where you're at right now. So right now, I'm just doing what doing what I want to do. You know, I'm very fortunate enough for that. Because thanks to college, it opened up that opportunity. It opened up that opportunity to meet people. A friend of a friend that I got into with meeting Ducky, and then I'm honestly flourishing. You know, like I'm doing what I'm doing. I have a good job. You know, I'm still in college. This is my last semester.
Yeah, last semester.
You know, and you know, I'm doing good. I'm doing good now, man. Like compared to our first meeting. I remember watching. I was listening to it like a week ago. I was like, man, who is this kid, man? He sound very unsure. That kid sounded very unsure. But now I could honestly say like, this is where I want to be. Like, what I want to do, like give back to the people. That's what I enjoy doing. I'm selling my art. Something that y'all can keep forever. Yeah. You know, what better way? I'm not gonna have this. I'm not gonna go to the grave with this. I'm not gonna go to the grave with this or this, all that.
All the clothes.
But what I can go to the grave with is all that, you know.
All the art, all the ink that you got, all the ink that you put on. That's what you can go to the grave with.
Whether you cremate me or whatever, but I'm still going.
You don't die with it, no matter what.
Mosquitoes hate me too.
Yeah.
My blood is tainted.
Mosquitoes are bad.
Well, it got cooler.
Yeah. Hopefully they go away. What was I gonna say? Hold on. I want to stop it real quick because this thing died. So I'll cut this part out, but I need to go get some more batteries for this real quick. They stayed.
Oh, they've been recording just the audio or something?
Yeah, just the audio.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know how long this audio has been out, but we are back. All right. What were we talking about?
College experience.
College experience. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. So, like you just mentioned, I mean, you are about to graduate. So, what are you looking at after you graduate, whenever it's done? Because graduation's like a few weeks away, man.
A month.
A month away.
I think less than a month, no?
May
16th. Yeah, May 16th. My plan after is keep doing what I'm doing. Honestly, it's my plan after college is finally taking that stress away of, oh, I gotta go to class, I gotta do this and that, and finally save more money. You know, I've been paying for college, so honestly, when I'm done with that, I could save more money, and my plan is to move north. If the opportunity is back home, so be it.
In California.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I'll never forget when I went to that convention too, is, you know, the artists were all telling me like, hey, like, you're from Texas? I was like, yeah. Like, shoot, hey, if you're, you know, eventually, not if, but if you're, when you're eventually up there, you're gonna be in these booths one day. And it was Incon convention, tattoo convention. And it was the second annual, and there were big name artists there. Big name artists. Again, Mr. Cartoon, Jack Rudy, rest in peace. Who else? Jose Lopez. They were all there. Those legendary tattoos, bro. Tattoo artists, and just being around them, being in that environment, it really showed. And to me, it really showed that I dove both feet in. You know, I'm all in. You know, all in, bro. This is what I want to do after college. I know I don't need a degree for it. You know, and that's what taught me too. College taught me is your degree and anything what it is. It is. Don't get me wrong. Your degree is worthless unless you put worth into it. Because let's be real. People, I'm not saying everyone, but some people, they be getting this doctorate degree or some degree, and they're a manager at Wendy's or something, you know. And that's the sad reality of this. But again, that's what taught me. That's what college taught me. Is shout out to all those people that are doing, you know, the what do you call it? Not
Talking about blue collar workers.
Well, shout out them too.
Shout out them.
They be getting tattooed.
I gotta shout out them. Shout out them every chance I get.
Not interview. What is it called again? Oh, I'm having a brain fart. Internship.
Internships.
Apprenticeship, internship. That's why. Okay, internships. You know, shout out to all of them. They're getting an internship. You know, I mean, I hope my doctor went to college and everything. You know, and I'm not saying college is a waste, but it's again, any degree that you get, you know, it's gonna be worthless unless you put worth into it. You know what I mean? That's what college taught me. That's what college will teach you guys. Like, you'll get a degree in kinesiology, then next thing you know, you become a lawyer. Yeah. See, there's a yin and yang in all this. I can get a degree in fine arts, and I could be an athletic coach for a school or something like that. You know? And you know, and that's good. It's a good thing to have that degree. I'm not gonna make my degree worthless. You know what I mean? Speaking from that, like, going back to that, you know, any degree is worthless unless you put worth into it. Yeah. I want to put worth into this. You know, what better way when I'm tattooing? I could be tattooing somebody, man. Like, I could be tattooing some guy, elder gentleman, and next thing you know, I'm talking to him, and he's like he's friends with the CEO of Disney, and then he's like, hey, my buddy, the CEO of Disney right now, he wants you to do a logo or something like that, you know? Networking gets you so far. And that's what I learned too with that convention, the seminar, Mr. Cartoon. He said, as a tattoo artist, you know, you're gonna plant seeds. You know, as him too, how he became so successful, he was planting seeds in everything that he did. Yeah. Meaning, there's a story where he tattooed one of the CEO of Nike's friends, and then that guy hit up the friend, the CEO, whatever, and then they asked him, hey, we want you to design something for the shoe. And then again, don't be afraid of saying no, because when they asked him to, and they lowballed him, I think, yeah, they lowballed him, and they didn't want him to use certain silhouettes. So he's like, nah, never mind, I'm not gonna take that deal, you know. Then they hit him up again, like, okay, you can do whatever you want. We just want your collaboration and everything. You know, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to be. That's my dream. You know, that's my goal. I want to be able to do that. And then what better way too is that when I'm tattooing them, whoever, you know, and they notice, they find out that I got a degree, I got a college degree, I'm educated and everything. You know, they'll definitely put my name out there. You know, it's just it's a safe thing to have. It's a good thing to have. It's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, many people say it's always about the people you know. I mean, a lot of the times they say that's not the way it works, but really it is. It's always about who you know, those connections that you can get. That's why it's always so good to be able to have that networking with those people up there in California that you can connect with whenever you're done here. Like, hey, remember me? We're here, this, that, and you can connect with them. And hey, it opens up so many doors for more opportunities, like you were bringing up.
That's what college is. It opens up many doors for opportunities. It's just a matter of you walking into them. That's what teaches. That's what taught me, and that it's gonna teach you too.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all I got, Ivan. I mean, I'm glad we were able to get a part 2 on here. For sure, if I continue doing this show, a lot of big things coming up on my end, your end also, about to graduate, but a lot of things coming. Some things might be changing, but hey, hopefully this show keeps on keeping on. And I'd love to have you on again, all right? Part 3. Schedule a year from now. All right. Schedule a year from now. All right. Appreciate it, Ivan.
Brother.
Thank you.
Soon.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, off the clock, never needed no wristwatch. Toast up, cheers to life, but this ain't no pit stop. Ayy, my words don't get you to the top. Speak life into the mic like Mike at 90, pass me the rock. My words will touch thousands on the block, without a doubt, but she's a reassurance on me, we lie. Ayy, off the clock, baby, but we tuned in.